What is going on? Good people. Oh, or I should say, what's up, everybody? It's Juggernaut 09. Oh, sorry. I've been making fun of him about his intro forever, especially recently. Because, it's coming back. Juggernaut show coming back. Speaking of people who ain't here, Juggernaut 097, Justin BR Day, he here. He make it. He make it as usual. He wanted us to wait on the NXT review for him, and he couldn't even make it to this one. So, but we're talking WWE Summerslam 2018. DJ here, Casey there. Talk about that show. Gonna get it all up in it. We're gonna start with the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Shut up, Casey. Shut up. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. Seth Rollins.
We're not going to talk about the pre-show?
No, you didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. No, we're not talking about the pre-show. Screw the pre-show. Like you say, screw the pre-show. Do you care? I mean, do you have anything you want to talk about? I'm not gonna say anything about the pre-show.
I mean, my girl Zelina Vega, she got the pin. She did. She got the pin. Proud of her. Proud of her.
Did she get the pin on Rusev or what?
No. You know women can't pin men or do anything with the men's in the wrestling ring in the WWE. You know that. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And we had the B team defend against your boys. What's their name again? I can't remember. They suck so much that they ain't been on TV. What is Dawson fella and the Wild?
Hey, all your tag team.
What you just froze? Like you're literally frozen. In I hope everyone can see this. Oh nope. Oh. You there? Hello? Oh.
Okay, there we are. I don't know what happened. Oh, I was saying I was making a joke here. Now it's too late for the joke. All your tag teams been on TV. Ha! Ha!
True. Ha! But I did like the finish of the B team match. Kind of a dumb luck pin where Bo fell over Curtis Axel, who pinned. I forgot if it was Dasher Dawson. But it was just kind of a dumb luck win there, which I kind of like. But yeah, these matches could have been on the.
Did you see the Cruiserweight title match? I mean, that was the longest match of the pre-show.
Oh yeah, I did. It was all right. It wasn't. I don't know.
All right. Well, moving on to the main show, we got Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, I tell Casey all about Dolph Ziggler's hair being straightened down and all this, and he do the same crap. Been doing his hair forever, and I don't like it. They got it. I like the new. I mean, it won't new. It's still his hair. It's been straightened. We just ain't never really seen it like that. I liked it though. For whatever reason, it felt like Drew McIntyre should have been in this match. Like it felt like he was the champion. Like I don't know why. I guess it was the way they did the entrance. Maybe like it was because Dolph came out and then they played Drew McIntyre's entrance the whole time, and I was like, Dolph the champion though. He champion though. What's up with that? But this match is good though. I enjoyed it. Good way to start the show. I think if you're going to start the show with anything, this was the match to do it. I still feel like there was a little bit of something missing. I don't know what it was, but overall, I mean, I thought it was a good match. They did a good job, especially near the end, of kind of revving up the suspense to kind of make it seem like it could go either way. And Seth Rollins ends up winning after Dean Ambrose took out Drew McIntyre with the Dirty Deeds on the outside. Seth Rollins ends up winning with the curb stomp. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty good match. I thought it was good. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that Dolph lost, but I'm kind of surprised that he lost the title this quickly. Like it feels like he just won the title not too long ago, and I think he won it on a Raw, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, but it's Dolph Ziggler, so like.
True. I don't know, but that I don't know. But anyway, good match though. Casey, thoughts on the Intercontinental Championship match?
Honestly, I thought this was one of the best matches of the night, which tells you something. This is, two guys who probably two of the best guys, wrestling wise, like in ring wise, that WWE has. I mean, there's a couple other ones. Obviously, AJ Styles is great too. There's a couple others, but these two are like workhorses, and ironically, it was for the workhorse title. You know what I mean? So definitely a good match. I like the interaction with Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre on the outside. I like the distraction at the end where Drew McIntyre finally attacks Dean Ambrose and tries to distract, or then Dean Ambrose does the dirty deeds on the outside, and we thought that Seth was distracted, but turned around and super kicked Ziggler. That was the only part I was kind of like, like, is that really believable? Usually you turn around and you're, run into something. You usually aren't that aware of, obviously, like, what's behind you. So that was the only thing in this match I was like, I don't know.
Oh, come on now. They do it in indie matches all the time. Stop it. All the time.
Not like that, no.
Yeah, they do. They do it all the time. All the time. All the time. It's like it's a consistent spot in an indie match where they, not necessarily the distraction, but where their back is turned.
Yeah, and they turn into something like a super kick.
No, yeah. They'll usually do something offensive, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, what?"
Says the guy who watches like 3 indie shows a year.
I mean, doesn't mean I don't know the indie style. Dive.
No, it's ... dive. But definitely a good opening match. I liked it. No turn by Dean, but I don't know. I hopefully it's coming.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on, we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which was the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers, I mean, bro, they killed him. They killed Xavier Woods early on in this match. Like, that poor man, like, bro, he was just getting tossed around and thrown around and tossed around and thrown around. And then I liked when Big E finally got in and he started tossing around the Bludgeon Brothers. That was pretty cool. Some of the suplexes he hit on the outside, they was crisp. That's crisp. Some of the suplexes he hit on the outside was nice. I thought he did a good job with those. But I like commentary playing up the kind of athleticism of Harper and Rowan too. For big guys, I mean, they ain't War Machine or nothing, but I mean, they ain't Keith Lee and Shane Taylor or nothing, but they got some things, they got some stuff. But I like it though. This is kind of what we talked about before. I think the Bludgeon Brothers are one of those tag teams that I swear, if they lose via leverage pin, I'm gonna be really mad. Because they're one of those teams that can really put somebody over, and maybe even put a new team over. Put a debuting team over. I mean, I know, God forbid, we put the titles on somebody new, or God forbid we put somebody, the titles on somebody too soon per se. But still, like it would be a good thing. It would pretty much like solidify a solid new tag team. Yes.
All I'm gonna say is Ronda Rousey. They can never say anything about putting the title on somebody too soon ever again. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Right. Casey, thoughts on the New Day won, but the Bludgeon Brothers retained because they got popped with mallets. Rip.
Yeah, with plastic mallets.
No, they didn't little rubber mallets. Them things hurt.
Them's like paper mache. Don't lie to me. They like paper mache. They made them in our class. But yeah, I love this match. I thought it was really good. I thought they worked really well together. As much as we're ready for the New Day to finally break up, or one of them to turn heel on the others, they do, whoever they're in the ring with, they do elevate their opponents, and I think that's what they did here. They definitely elevated Harper and Rowan, just with their selling and everything. Even though Big E almost dropped Harper on his head,
he almost dropped Rowan on his head too. Like both of them, it was, rip. Like
I was like, bro, you need to not do that. Like, don't kill him, man. And this, I think, was the beginning of like at least one person in every match jumping from the top rope to the outside. Like every match, somebody did it. I swear. This time it was
that elbow was nice though.
Xavier Woods with the elbow, and I literally thought he like hurt himself. I thought he like broke his arm or like his rib or something because he hit hard and like it was. But I don't know if I like the disqualification. Just because, I mean, yeah, the New Day kind of, gave them a run for their money, but they're supposed to be this like monster tag team who, they should have been able to overcome the New Day anyway if they're building them as these monsters. I don't think they needed to go the disqualification route, considering this wasn't the only DQ finish in this show. But we'll get to that later. But all in all, I thought it was a really good match. The finish I didn't particularly agree with. I thought it should have been just a clean win.
I wasn't shaking my head at you. I'm shaking my head at this match we got to talk about. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. Winner gets the Money in the Bank contract. So the Money in the Bank contract was on the line. Braun won this match in less than 2 minutes. And I think before this match, if I'm not mistaken, they showed a WWE Network promo or a little like bumper type thing, and it was with Kevin Owens, and it was like the old like fight Owens fight, like prize fighter Kevin Owens, and I'm like, because this here, like I just feel like this entire feud has made Kevin Owens look so weak. He still kind of has his mannerisms and whatnot, but just the way things have played out, especially with this match, it just doesn't make sense. This is a guy who's went through ladder wars, by the way, and Braun shoulder blocks him a little too hard one time, and that's about it. Like I mean, that shoulder block was nice, but still, like, come on now. Like I don't know, like I hate it that it feels like everybody else has to be made weak for Braun just for Braun to look strong, right? Yeah. Like there's no other guys out there. Like I mean, I get it. Like we've had monsters before, but still, like it just feels like, and I get it. They're still trying to push him. They're still trying to they're still trying to solidify him, I guess, to a certain degree, but
also, like all these other monsters that we've had, they didn't have to have opponents that looked weak or intentionally were weak to make them look strong. Like Undertaker didn't have to have that. Kane didn't have to have that. Great Khali did. Oh wait, never mind. It feels like Braun's the only one who they intentionally make people look weak to make him look strong, and it's like he's a huge guy. Like he makes Brock Lesnar and like Kane look small compared to him, and you're intentionally making people look weaker than they are against him. It only hurts his opponents. Yep. But
I agree, and especially a guy like Kevin Owens who was doing good. He won the Money in the Bank contract. He got won the Universal title, did some good things with the U.S. title, and it just kind of sucks that it feels like he's going backwards just so they can keep Braun strong. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I like the stipulation that no matter how Braun lost, he would lose the contract. That was a cool little stipulation, but it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It didn't, or in Justin's scheme of things, it didn't matter. So, but moving on, we got the triple threat match.
I'm talking about it.
Oh, you wanted to? I mean, you just stopped, so I thought you was done.
I was just interrupting you before. I wasn't giving my thoughts. I was just.
Oh, okay. Just continue. Sorry.
I don't know. The only thing I didn't like that it was a squash match, and I didn't like that. And I'm not exaggerating. If you didn't watch this match, I am not exaggerating. Kevin Owens had one offensive move. One offensive move, which was a super kick that didn't even affect Braun at all. Like, he just shook it off like nothing. But in a way, you have to give Owens credit for the selling. He did really sell those shoulder blocks. Like, the one he flew up and landed on the guardrail, and then the other one he did a backflip. So the selling was good, but he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to be squashed like this. Unless he did something to piss off management that we don't know about, I don't think this was necessary. They could have had a competitive match and still made Braun look strong. I don't know.
All right. Moving on to the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Carmella versus Charlotte. I think I mentioned in the predictions, I was like, I could see Charlotte winning this match just because they added her in there. And that's exactly what happened. It was a good match though. I thought the match was good. But Becky can't catch a break though. Like for real though. I mean, bruh. Like Charlotte had the title 8 times, bruh. Like Becky only had it once. Come on, give her a chance. Give her a chance. And I know Casey didn't like the 3D Mella is money $ that they put on the screen for us at home, for the viewers at home. I liked it. I liked it for the at the beginning, and I liked it for the little match thingamabobbers, the little not tail of the tapes, but face to face thingy.
I think they overdid it because they did it for every single match. Like,
yeah. Well, I only saw it for one match. I mean, I just happened to see it for one of the matches, and I was like, oh, it's kind of cool.
No, they did it for every single match. Rip. For every superstar. Every single one.
Yeah. But overall, this match was good. It was competitive. I liked it. I think everybody looked pretty good. It's kind of unfortunate for Carmella because she's gonna go to the bottom of the barrel now. So that'll happen. But I think it's a good thing because it'll kind of I don't know. I was gonna say it'll extend the Charlotte Carmella feud for a little bit, but and more so I'm meaning Charlotte calling her a diva in the women's division or whatever. Kind of keep that going for another month, but they might not do that since they had Becky turn heel after the match. Turn on Charlotte, she hugged her, and then she took her down. Now we got a heel Becky Lynch, which I'm excited about. Maybe she might get it. I mean, Natalya got one. Okay. I mean, Natalya got one when she turned heel, so maybe we might get a Becky Lynch. All right, maybe just wishful thinking. But I'm excited to see the Becky versus Charlotte feud. I think that'll be good. I'm definitely excited for that. Casey, thoughts on the 3-way women's championship match for SmackDown Live?
The live edition of SmackDown?
The live edition, yeah. Not that old pre-recorded Tuesday night, play on Thursday night type. Yeah. Or play on Friday night, back in the day.
Yeah, I thought the match was good. I thought for a triple threat match, it was good. I feel like triple threat matches can be hit or miss, but I think, they made it work. The only thing I don't like is I feel like it was so predictable when they added Charlotte in there, because I feel like 90% of the time when somebody is added into a match, most of the time that person wins. It gets kind of predictable after a while, and it just, not that I don't like Charlotte, but it's making me like her less, just because it feels like every other champion is her. Like it feels like it goes Charlotte, somebody else, Charlotte, somebody else, Charlotte, somebody else, Charlotte, somebody else. Like, and I know they're trying to do the whole, oh, she's a Flair, so she's gonna be just like her dad and win 16 championships or whatever. But no, let
I
her
mean,
do her.
she gonna win within the first 2 years, like, bruh.
It's dumb. Like I don't know. I don't know. I I mean, I knew they weren't going to give it to Becky because for whatever reason they refused to give Becky the title. I think honestly, I think she needs to go over to Raw and uh, try to get the Raw Women's Championship. I don't know, but
True. All right, moving on. We got Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Since I got a dog to put up, she know she getting sleepy. I gotta make sure I take care home. I'll give this one to Casey first. It was a pretty long match, pretty good match. I felt like, but I'll give my thoughts when I come back. Casey, go ahead and give us the whole runny run or the whole. I don't know. I was trying to think of something wrestling related. It didn't work. So the whole. I don't know. Give us the runny run. The runny run. What I'm going with. This man gonna sit here and talk in circles until I get back. Watch.
we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, brought to you by.
Talk about the doggone match. This is why people don't watch stuff because we keep doing this crap. Go!
Blue Sharpies.
At least tell them to subscribe, you dummy.
Brought to you by Blue Sharpies. Blue Sharpies tell you to subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. They do. You do. You can write it anywhere. You can write it on the wall here. Subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. I'm not actually going to do that because that's my wall. Why would I write on my wall? That would be dumb. If I had like a whiteboard, I would write on it, but I don't. I could write on my cast, but then I wouldn't have a beautiful green cast. It would have writing on it. But at least people who saw my cast then would say, hey, we should follow the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Follow the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Also, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the share button. Which is what I had a brain fart there. Which is what you should do right now. You should do it. Your friends should do it. Your mom should do it. Your dad should do it. Your uncle should do it. Your grandma should do it. Especially your grandma. I know your grandma's a wrestling fan. I know that. We talk all the time. We talk about the wrestlings. She talks about the wrestling back in her day. Like 70s, 80s, that kind of thing. And I like some of that. I do. And then I talk about the more modern stuff. And we compare and contrast. What's good from her era, what's good from my era. But your grandma's a cool lady. She should definitely subscribe. Have her friends subscribe. I know she goes to the bingo night. She does. She goes to the bingo night. She could tell her friends, hey, you should follow the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. Go subscribe to them on the YouTubes. And then all of them are going to watch. Your uncle too. Not the drunk one. Not the drunk uncle, because he's kind of a flake. He doesn't always do what you want him to do. But your other uncle, your Uncle Tim. Yeah, Uncle Tim. Tell Uncle Tim to follow us on Twitter. Does Uncle Tim have a Twitter? If not, you should make him one. And you have... Oh, DJ's back.
All right, thoughts on the match?
All right, we're back from commercial. It was a really good commercial. I thought it was a really good one this time. So this was... I think this was one of the matches we were looking forward to the most. Obviously, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. Years and years of history, classic battles in Impact, TNA, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I believe this is their first match in WWE together, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure.
Joe's been on Raw forever.
Yeah, so I definitely liked it. I liked the heel work from Samoa Joe, kind of taunting AJ's wife. And his daughter and all that stuff. I thought that was really good. Definitely a great match back and forth. The ending, I did like this disqualification. The only thing I didn't like about it is Samoa Joe didn't win the title, which I kind of wanted. But you know, AJ finally gets, you know, fed up with you know, Joe trying to taunt his family and, you know, talk bad about him. So he takes his steel chair, you know, just folds it up nice and you know, gentle, and then he just goes to town on Samoa Joe. Like, bruh, like you ain't need to do that to the man. Like, and then he walks to the back with his wife and his daughter, which I kind of liked. His daughter did not want him to hold her. She was like, no. But DJ.
Yeah, I thought this match was pretty good for the time we got there. I mean, for a disqualification finish, it was a long match. It wasn't one of those matches where it's like, oh, 5 minutes, disqualification. No, like it was a long match. It gave you everything you were looking for, I felt like. And it was good. Like you said, I enjoy the heel work from Samoa Joe too, the personal aspect of things. I don't know how I feel about the storyline and the way they're going with it. Because I mean, I feel like this is one of those that we want to be a good old wrestling feud. You know, who's the food? I almost said the food. Who's the best? You know, who's the best wrestler? You know, and I think that's why a lot of people are so upset about the way the actual feud is going.
The only thing I think about it is it's the same thing that WWE's been doing over and over again with all these guys. It's, you know, they've been best friends for years and now they're bitter enemies. They did that with Owens and Zayn. They did that with Tommaso and Johnny. They're doing that with AJ and Joe. Like, it's enough. Like, stop doing that. Just have wrestling matches. Just have it be for the title. You don't need to bring in their families into it. You don't need to bring in the fact that they've been friends for. I mean, you can bring the fact that they've been friends for, you know, however many years and they know each other really well. That's fine, but it's just overboard and it's overdone to me.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like I wanted to, you know, I thought the match was good. I just thought the storyline at the end was kind of like, you know, just because I think they do this type of personal feud too much, and they don't do it with the right guys. You know, like this is a feud like that you would expect a guy who's a mind game type of guy to you know, something that they would do. You know, maybe a Randy Orton. You know, maybe even like a Velveteen Dream, who's kind of like something like that, where it's always mind games anyway. And I feel like sometimes they do it with these guys. I mean, Samoa Joe has never been a methodical, like mental type of a guy. As far as, especially in WWE, it's always been straightforward. I'm going to beat you up, and that's about how it is. You know, so I don't know why they're going with this particular storyline right now. I'm just not a huge fan of it, but anyway, I'm excited to see the kind of the more they do with it, the more they do with this whole storyline, because I think it could be good. I think at least the matches could be good, if nothing else. Next, we had The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. I was excited for this. I definitely thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I think they work well together because they've been around each other so much. Even though Daniel Bryan's been away from wrestling for a while, Daniel Bryan just knows how to, you know, snap right back into it. It feels like, and this is one of those matches we've been waiting for so long. And I think they did good. I like. This is one that should be personal, right? This is one like I could understand the Miz attacking Daniel Bryan's family, because that's the Miz's thing. His thing is, I'm better than you. You know, you know, you're not worthy of even being in the ring with me. You know, and I love kind of the spinoff on this storyline where you know, the Miz is like, you know, he's kind of still holding it over his head that he needs him. You know, he needs this match with him to kind of get his career back or whatever. But I definitely like this. It was good. I love the heel tactics by the Miz, but I also love the in ring aspects as far as like the technical aspects and you know the technical wrestling aspects by both men. The reversals and the defensive aspects as well were really good in this match. I love I love the crowd because the crowd didn't know what to do. Miz would start doing the kicks or whatever, and like at first they were like yes, and then like midway through they'd be like no, So like they would kind of switch it up, but it was good. Miz ends up winning with the he ends up winning with the brass knuckles got from Maurice, um, and that was pretty. I've never understood. Like I get it, like they want you to know that they're there, but I've never understood why they don't cut away from the camera when that's happening, or cut away from that when that's happening. At least sometimes, to kind of give that kind of like surprise factor, like oh what where do you get that from or whatever. Because I felt like in this one, like it was so obvious that like something was gonna happen. And I've never understood that to a certain degree, especially on certain someone inserting foreign object here type thing. But it was good. And then they had a little after the match thing backstage um, with Bree and Daniel Bryan, kind of talking about how he's fought so hard to get back, he can't let this bring him down or whatever. And that was interesting. But Casey, thoughts on Daniel Bryan versus The Miz?
Again, this is a feud that that's been building up for literally for years. We always talk about feuds building up for a while and or lack thereof, like how we never get really long feuds. This one's been like 8 years. Like it's ridiculous how long this feud has actually gone on. But I definitely like it. The match was awesome. In a way, I hope this isn't the last match between them. I hope they won't do it, but building this up to WrestleMania and finally having a big like final blow off would be cool. The only thing, and the match, like I said, the match was phenomenal. I thought both of them were really good, and I'm not a Miz fan, but this match was great. But the only thing that was weird to me, it was like they were talking about how Miz finally beat Daniel Bryan. Miz has never been able to beat Daniel Bryan. But in a way, it's like psychologically, Daniel Bryan has never been able to beat The Miz. So it's like, it was just weird to me. I don't know if you got that feeling too. It was like almost like, I don't know, it was weird to me. But it definitely, the match was great. The as much as I hated it, the brass knuckle spot was good. It helps kind of carry this feud on a little bit longer. This is obviously this isn't going to be the end of it. But yeah, it was definitely a good match. One of the better ones that we had tonight or last night. Yeah.
Alrighty. Moving on to Finn Balor. I think it is. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. The Constable, by the way. The Constable. One thing I loved about this, speaking of squash matches, one thing I loved about this was the Demon coming back and being surprised, like not like we're us not knowing, Baron Corbin not knowing, and then they obviously played that to a T in the match, terribly, but I mean, to a certain degree, in a good way. But I was glad that the Demon came back. That was cool. And when we talked about this before, like I'm glad they weren't like the Demon's gonna be here Sunday at SummerSlam. No, we don't need to know. Like surprise us every once in a while. Surprise us, okay? I was excited. I thought it was good, and I like Baron Corbin's reaction too, because obviously he wasn't expecting it too. Because like even for your opponent, like if you know it's coming, you can kind of prepare your mind a little bit. So I like that. I thought that was good. That was a nice touch. I'm glad they did that. This match was minute, and why? What's the point? Like I get it, he's scared of the Demon. Oh my God, we're hungry all, but and also at the same time, like, why are we scared of the Demon? To a certain degree, like it doesn't change Finn Balor at all. He does the same stuff He does the same stuff he always does. I still follow him when he does this, when he comes out. I still do. But like, bro, like, well, I don't understand. Like, why is he so scared? Bro, you like 8 foot tall, Baron Corbin, and you ain't got no hair no more, so he can't pull it. You know what? We good here. We good. I don't understand. You know what? I don't get it. But anyway, but I do like the demon. I like the psychological aspect of the demon too, or the demon king, or whatever the heck they call him nowadays. But it was cool. I liked it. I didn't like the match because it was a waste of space. But anyway, Casey, thoughts?
I mean, it's the same as like people being afraid of clowns. Like clowns don't do anything. They're like clowns don't hurt you, but people are still afraid of clowns. It's just the psychological aspect of it. But I loved this match. You know, I did. I loved it. This was a squash match that I enjoyed. But not even just that, you know, Baron Corbin lost and it was a squash match. But I like the psychological aspect. It kind of in a way reminded me of like old school Undertaker, where you know he used to use the mind games to get into his opponent's head. That's what this kind of reminded me of and brought me back to. So I definitely like that. I don't know where they're going from here with this. I don't know if they're continuing this feud. I I don't know. Maybe put Finn Balor back in the title picture. I don't know. You know, where's his rematch? I'm just saying, where's the rematch? I'm just saying. I mean, now you know we have a new champion. You know, Reigns, and we know they're not going to keep the title on Reigns for long. We just know that. So just give it to Balor. Just do it. But yeah, for a squash match, I liked it. For the psychological aspect of it. It wasn't a great match in general, but you know, I don't think we've ever really seen a great Baron Corbin match to begin with.
You shut your mouth. Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey was awesome. You shut up. You shut up. You shut your mouth. And the one against Apollo Crews when he told was it Apollo Crews? Who was it that he told him we should have stayed in Ring of Honor? That match too. Match of the year. Greatest match of all time. I think it was like 2 years ago. But greatest match of all time. There you go. It's still match of the year to this day. You shut your mouth. Shut it. Moving on. We got the WWE United States Championship match. Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. I thought this was good. I like the speaking of psychological, the mind games from Jeff Hardy. He was hilarious. And it kind of works with his face paint too. You know, and he was kind of just making fun of Shinsuke, and obviously, you know, Shinsuke don't play that. Shinsuke don't play that game. He don't play that game. But I enjoyed this one too. I thought it was pretty good. For whatever reason, for what I watched, for whatever reason, I missed a lot of this match. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I missed a lot of this match. Maybe because Ronda was coming up. And anyway, we get to that. Anyway, but Shinsuke did retain. This is a match I'm gonna go back and watch again because I watched some of it, but I think I tuned out on some of it too. But Casey, thoughts on Shinsuke versus Jeffrey Nero Hardy?
I like. My favorite part was Jeff kind of taunting Shinsuke with his own mannerisms and things like that. I thought that was hilarious. Just the way he did it and the way Shinsuke reacted, like, what? He can't do what? He was so confused and like it was great. But listen, I love Jeff Hardy. Like he has been one of my favorite wrestlers since I was like 10 years old. Okay, Jeff,
so you waiting for that Hardy's revenge, right?
No, what I'm saying is, Jeff, you the man. You are, you still one of my favorites. But bro, you 40 years old. You need to stop taking these dangerous spots. Like he did, like a swanton on to the apron. I was like, oh no, this man, like you got chittins, you got 2 chittins, and like you got man.
And he got 2 nephews. Come on now.
The 2 nephews and the chittens, you know, and the crazy brother. You guys, good match though. I definitely liked it. It's just he needs to stop taking those spots. He need to go.
It's been a little bit since he took one. He took one since like, well, when he came back, he did the big ladder spot, and then before that, he did the one where he swanton onto the steps in TNA. Oh,
he does one like every pay-per-view.
Moving on to Casey's favorite match of the night, baby. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Bro, why this match so short though? I'm just saying. Like, anyway, I don't know. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Match was okay. She did a couple of interesting throws that I liked. I like her little throwy throws she do. I'm talking Ronda. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I really don't. I do think it's too soon. And who the heck did her makeup? Shame on y'all. Y'all look like she look like she got beat up before she got in the ring. What y'all doing? Come on, don't make her look like that. No. Anyway, but I mean, overall, it was okay. I mean, I was surprised that Ronda won this early, this soon. Why? You got Emma Moon on the roster. Just saying. Sorry. I a little choked up there. Casey, thoughts on this? Yeah. I mean, they got other women on the roster that probably ain't got title shots either.
I don't care how big of a name she is. I don't care how much money she's gonna draw. I don't care. For one, we didn't get any, I thought at least we were gonna get something with like Shayna coming in or something since Shayna lost the title the night before. I thought something.
Don't remind me, please.
Yeah, I thought something was gonna happen there, like she was gonna get called up and help Ronda or something, and have it be at least believable that way. But like,
they got Alicia Fox, they get the title.
Like, they didn't do that. Ronda literally does a judo throw. That is about it. That is about the extent of her moveset. Like, you can't put your title on somebody like that. And I feel like I'm starting to sound like rabid, but like, you can't. Like, no. At least, yes, we hated that Brock had the title for so long, but like, Brock does more than just the German suplexes. I mean, yes, that's
debatable.
He punches and he
he does it. He does a little jumping thing when he comes out to the ring. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But she's not ready. She's not ready character wise. She's not ready in ring. It's just this was the stupidest decision they've ever made, and it's just to try to make money. It's not because she's good. It's not because she's talented. She's not ready. And I'm not saying that she won't be ready. She just needs a lot of work. She needs to learn how to wrestle. She needs to learn how to do professional wrestling. Yes, she's great with MMA. This isn't MMA.
Wait a minute now. Finn Balor got a Universal title shot on Raw.
Wait, what? Anyway, back to this, and I'll watch that in a little bit. But like, even Shayna, she transitions, but she wrestled in the Indies for a while before she even got to NXT. So she knows what she's doing now. They just pushed Ronda right in there, and she's not ready. And like, it's to the point I'm not even mad that like Alexa lost. That's usually what I would be mad at. I'm just mad at the fact that they gave the title to somebody that isn't ready to be a champion, and it kind of disrespects your title. It shows that you really don't care about the title. You just care about the face, which is exactly what they did with the Universal title. They didn't care about the title. They cared about the face. They cared about the person carrying the title, and look what that does to the title. It just buries it. I don't know.
All right. Moving on to man. Speaking of that title you speak of, we got Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. That was on Raw. Give you something to look forward to. But Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Roman finally did it, baby. Let's go. Roman finally did it. Woo! Like, I was happy. Like, I don't know. For whatever reason, like, I know I was like, I don't really know about that. Like, I do like Roman, but I think it's them worn off. This man coming here start doing all this and punching people, and I'm like, okay, I'm back in it now. I don't know why I like the Superman punch so much. I just do. I'll be like, all right, let's go. All right, get him. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But anyway, I thought no, and I think I liked it so much because I thought he was gonna squash him, and I was gonna laugh. I think that's what it was. I think he started hitting Superman punches, and I was like, okay, he gonna beat him in like 2 seconds. That's what happened. And then Braun comes out. No, Braun came out beforehand saying that he was gonna cash. He was gonna cash in. I'm gonna cash in. Yeah, but I want you to know because that's how John Cena lost. I mean, I want you to know because I need to make sure I ain't no coward. I ain't no coward. Blah! And then he walked out of the ring. So basically we get to about I think it's like the midway point of this match, I think. And Brock Lesnar just, bruh. Speaking of Braun looking strong, that poor man, like I feel bad now. Brock was wearing him out with the chair, with the steel chair. Like I was like, okay, get him, Brock, get him, Brock. I was like, oh, you all right, Brian? You good, bro? You good? And then he took that freaking briefcase and just tossed it. And he got to keep that briefcase, no matter how many dents up in it. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like whose briefcase was looking just ridiculous after he cashed in? I think it was Seth Rollins. I think because he used it so much. Somebody used that briefcase a whole bunch, and like you keep that briefcase, so like yeah, had all these dents in it. And a couple of scratches and stuff. And I'm like, bro, that poor man. Just want to have a nice looking briefcase tag on it. But anyway, Roman does end up winning this, and Braun obviously doesn't cash in because he got killed by a steel chair, which is surprising because usually Braun just like, oh, hey, steel chair. He just like absorbed the shot. So I guess because it was Brock hitting him, I guess it was different. But anyway, Casey, thoughts on the main event of the evening? Brock is finally not champion. Thank God. Yes. I'm so happy.
That's all I care about in this match. That's all I care about. Like, it wasn't the best match in the world, but like Brock isn't the champion anymore. That's all I care about. But like my thing is like, what does this do to Braun now? Because he's supposed to be this monster that like can flip over trucks and like can get buried by things and just push them off him and absorb all this abuse, and he gets taken out with his steel chair by Brock. Like,
the funny part is too about that, like you can't say, oh, he went through a grueling match, so that's what it was. Nah, he didn't.
Yeah, like, and he's dead. Like I expect him at least to get up at the end and like still, cash in. But like, I feel like this out of anything makes him look weak. Like, does he even recover from this? Like, I mean, I'm sure he will, but like, I don't know. Just this is not what you do to a guy that you're trying to build up as a monster. Just don't.
All right. As we sign off, we appreciate Justin for coming. Justin for coming, because he'll be on another review probably about the time that the Juggernaut show comes out. So, you'll see him then. You'll see him then. But anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ICW podcast. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time. Share the video as well. If you like the video, share the video. Logically, that don't make no sense. You on that WWE logic. We don't want that. We don't want that around here. So use the common logic, not the WWE logic. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was your WWE Summerslam review on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, and the only podcast that is always, say it with me, Casey, and I mean always, and I mean always, and Instant Classic. I heard it, Casey.
I ain't.
He said it. I heard it.